How have you managed your company's legal ops journey? What have you tried or implemented?
So we're very lucky to have actually a global technology team within Unisys, as well as a legal operations team. And together they have sourced and continue to source the technology that we use every day as lawyers. Yeah, so because also technology is constantly evolving, part of their role is to regularly review technology. They're always looking for what products are out there on the market, and they're always researching, with our input, what sort of technology could we better use to service our needs. So as soon as we've identified a form of technology that we want to buy, the first thing we do is run a competitive tender process. We often have 3, potentially even 4 suppliers as part of that process. So the competitive procurement processes are run by our global procurement team. They often work in a number of phases. So for example, in recent technology that we bought, we did it over a phased approach. So the first thing we did is we had demonstrations from the vendors, and we had subject matter experts within the company attend those, and then they could then understand the capabilities of the technology, the limitations perhaps of that technology. As part of that process, we also had what we call pilots. So we kick those off with a small group of users, almost like a guinea pig set of testing people. And over a period of time, we would run what they call use cases. So we'd each be given tasks to try different aspects or functionality of the technology. Does it meet our needs? Is it clunky? And we'd then pull that feedback into the process, and that would then help us narrow down who would be the selected vendor. Yeah, in our experience, for the acquisition of technology to be effective, it really does require an internal champion of that process. So somebody who can effectively, gain the internal support to ensure that people are actually meaningfully testing those products, and that the input is actually effective in contributing to the decision to buy. So maybe a recent example is the evolution of our contract management applications. So when I started at Unisys, we had an older system called DocMall. It had limitations, and as technology evolved, we decided that we wanted something more advanced. So using our procurement process again, we went out to market to find a replacement. As part of the procurement process, we looked at a number of different solutions. And so today we actually use SharePoint as well as Salesforce.com. And again, another good example is it relates to our matter management and invoicing system. So again, the evolution involved moving from older systems to our current product, which was called Legal Tracker. Just in terms of the sort of standard applications we use, we're very much a Microsoft shop. So all of our lawyers will use the typical suite of Microsoft products. You've got Office, O365, Excel, and so forth. Those applications are used, by the lawyers on their day-to-day work, drafting contracts, things like that. Financial analysis using Excel. Working from home now and being a global company, we've moved now to using a combination of Zoom as well as Microsoft Teams. Both those applications are fantastic in that they have strong audio quality, strong visual capability, and allow us to effectively draft contracts online and share information live. Yeah, so in relation to our matter management and invoicing system, we have moved from older technology to what we currently use now, which is a product called Legal Tracker. This has many advantages and meets our needs now, in that it is a seamless way for our external law firms to upload their invoices into our processing portal. It also has a seamless interface with our accounts payable systems. It effectively eliminates the need to manually email invoices, scan invoices, have data entry for those invoices. It's all done seamlessly from end to end now for ease of processing. Another interesting factor of our technology evolution is again caused by COVID-19 lockdown situations. When we first got sent home and before the lockdowns came in, our company made the decision to basically allow all of its employees to take home and set up in their own home offices. This has been really useful because it means that a lot of our employees actually have large dual monitors set up in their home offices, as well as docking bays for their laptops, printers, and so forth. It just makes working from home easier and more like working actually in the office. And again, from a data security point of view, being based at home, our IT department has implemented some more stringent security processes. They're constantly hardening our devices, whether they be laptops or remote devices, in an effort to safeguard against hacking and viruses.
What were the main considerations when testing or choosing to adopt a solution?
So I think there were a number of key ones which were very important for us. So they ranged from things like usability. So fundamentally we wanted the applications to be easy to use, intuitive, time-saving. We also needed them to be reliable, obviously. Part of that is scalability. So they will flex with the amount of data that goes through them. They also had to be highly secure in order for data to be protected. So another key consideration for us is the ability of an application to integrate with other key applications and systems. For example, Legal Tracker, it has the ability to integrate with our external legal providers' billing systems. It also integrates with our own accounts payable system. And it's the integration ability of that product that makes the billing process now much more efficient and seamless.
If you had to do it again, would you have done anything differently, and why?
Look, if we had to buy any technology again using a similar process, to be honest, there's probably not a lot I would change. I think the only thing that might be done differently would be, in the user testing phase, to give those people doing pilots or demos, I guess, more time. In our industry and in our company, everybody's time poor and is always juggling multiple, competing priorities. So I think if we could have given the testers more time in doing the demos and those use cases, we might have got a bit more information, maybe a bit more feedback we could have given to help with the procurement process.